assisting people of all abilities to live, work, and play in the community.
The reason I get tattoos, they represent important aspects of my life, and each one is unique, original, and has a meaning. The first time I got a tattoo, I was only 17. It was just my last name. The amount of tattoos I have now, probably like 23, 24.
Yeah, I feel like the tattoos are important for Cam because it's his unique way of expressing himself and showing his story. And it's through art, so it kind of gives you more of an image due to what happened to him and what he's been going through. And sometimes people get an image better than they get somebody telling them something. And it's awesome because he's putting himself through pain for something that he's already been through pain for. So he's kind of like showing his story of how he's going from being this guy who had a bad night and changed his whole life, and now it's showing progress. His tattoos are getting more and more, toward his progress. And some people just don't get it through hearing it, so he shows them through his tattoos.
One tattoo that has a lot of meaning to me would be the portrait of my grandpa on my back. After looking through several photos, trying to pick out the best one, and almost came to a conclusion that we wouldn't find one that would work. Opening up the picture frame, the perfect picture basically fell right out, and was able to be able to be tattooed on me. And I chose to have him on my back is because he's always been there for me, and literally has always had my back ever since I was a kid until now. And he still supports me and means the world to me, and that will never change.
I asked him not to go out that night, and he said he's just going out for a little bit. And so I didn't stay up, I went to bed.
It was my day off from my job at Walmart. My grandpa begging me not to go anywhere, and stubbornly I made the choice of going to Westport, going to a music video shoot.
The stupid radio's been playing stupider tunes. I wanna move to one of Jupiter's moon. To another galaxy, we're gonna go. Fly, fly to another galaxy. To another galaxy, we're gonna fly.
After the music video shoot, went to a bar with a group of friends, drank a lot, became overly intoxicated. At first, I was gonna just sleep it off in my car, but said screw it, and made the decision to start driving home. And on my way home, heading back to Kansas City, Kansas on I-35 South, I got off on the exit I-35 in Lamar, where a quick trip set off to the left, and normally after getting off of work, I'd get my grandpa donuts on the way home, and then glance down and saw that it was 3 a.m. and blacked out from there.
I got up about 5:30, and news was on. They was showing some wreck on 635 and I-35. And next thing I know, there's 2 highway patrol knocking at my door. They asked me if I knew Cameron. I said, yeah, I'm his grandpa and he lives here. They said, we got to inform you that you've been in a terrible accident and it don't look good.
I saw Cam and he had tubes hooked up and he had just woke up. He had just became conscious. And they didn't know if he was going to be able to talk. They didn't know if he would ever be able to move or anything. But they had made up this little sign and it had letters on it. And every time somebody got to a letter, he would shake his head yes when that's the letter that he wanted. So the first thing he says to me is, tattoos. I said, you want a tattoo? And he goes,
Starting back in middle school, starting to promote for Tech Nine and Strange Music and his record label that I did from middle school all the way up till high school and afterwards. And it represents that there's no shortcut in life worth taking for success. Like him and his record label, he had to start from the bottom and work his way up and now has an empire. Like after my accident, I had to relearn everything, and that it took months and months of rehabilitation to get to where I'm at now.
And I think through his whole accident and his whole time at KU, he never had a frown on his face. He was upbeat, you know, he didn't say, why me?
I got it.
He never, I don't think that ever entered his head one time, that why me? I'm glad that he didn't go to that place to where some people do after an accident or something. So I don't think he wanted to go. You know, I don't think he wanted to die. He has too much life left in him to give up.
Yes! The tattoo I have, a portrait of Kevin Beach, who was a friend I met up at KU Medical Center a month after my accident, who had the same level of injury as me, being very independent, and has had that injury for 13 years. And not knowing how much of an impact he would have on my life, and how motivating he was, who would be the reason that I joined the organization Think First, that where I go to schools and white top classes to promote safe driving and life before and after sustaining a spinal cord injury. A phrase that me and Kevin lived by was, my accident didn't change who I am, just the way I walk, because my accident didn't change who I am. I still have the same personality. I'm still living a productive life, enrolled in college now, moved and living in my own apartment with only 2 years after my accident. And that's just my outlook on life. It didn't change who I am mentally.
it was amazing to see that how much his attitude didn't change. He kept the most upbeat attitude I've ever seen anybody. I mean, even for me, it's hard just I have a bad day and my whole day's ruined. Cam every day fights to have the best day that he could ever have, and that's truly amazing.
Minds Matter definitely played a big role to where I am now. I was approached by them when I was first at KU before transferring to Meadowbrook for the TBI waiver, and they've just been a vital role. I'm able to transfer in and out of bed. I'm able to transfer into cars, and I'm living in my own apartment. I'm being independent, successfully going to college, about to wrap up my first official semester of college, and I believe I would have been able to do that without their help and support. They've been there from the beginning, and they've stuck around and made sure I got the best service possible.
When I'm gone, just carry on, don't mourn, rejoice. Every time you hear the sound of my voice, just know that I'm looking down on you, smiling and nodding and feel it, dang. So baby, don't feel no pain, just smile back. When I'm gone, just carry on, don't mourn, rejoice. Every time you hear the sound of my voice, just know that I'm looking down on you, smiling and nodding and feel it, dang. So baby, don't feel no pain, just smile back. I keep having this dream.
Cameron, it's your grandpa. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to have Keith bring me over, okay? I love you, 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 and I miss you. Hugs and kisses. Bye, baby.